Welcome back, beautiful people. Today, through this inspirational video, which is meant to inspire and motivate you into the truth of your own potential, I wanted to talk about the secret of creation. In ancient texts, the concept has been shared that creation is finished. If creation is finished, it means that nothing new exists or could ever exist. At first this statement seems mind-boggling, so I wanted to shed some light on this subject. If we look at the physical side of life, anything humanity creates first originates in the mind. This means that it already had existence, if not in form, then in spiritual substance. With that in mind, you can now look at your own goals and dreams in life and learn how to actually create such a reality for yourself. We want to achieve dreams. We want to live a better life. But more often than not, we don't take the time to really consider how this is done. Is there a specific process which, if followed, would help us create something we dream of having? If so, we should learn about it and then apply it. Let us consider the following. Your dreams currently exist within your consciousness. It has form and substance inside your mind. In order to create it physically, we are going to have to work with the physical side of life in a certain way. To add to this concept, I wanted to share with you the following that was written a long time ago by a man named Wallace Wattles. He wrote the following. When man has a thought form, he takes material from the forms of nature and makes an image of the form which is in his mind. He has so far made little or no effort to cooperate with formless intelligence, to work with the Father. He has not dreamed that he can do what he seeth the Father doing. Man reshapes and modifies existing forms by manual labor. He has given no attention to the question whether he may not produce things from formless substance by communicating his thoughts to it. Now that was the paragraph I wanted to share. I'll dissect this paragraph for you. First he states, when man, meaning you, have a thought form. This means a concept inside your consciousness. You take material from the forms of nature and make an image of the form which was in your mind. In other words, you start using material in your physical world in order to manifest the thing you desire. He goes on to say that so far mankind has made little or no effort to cooperate with the formless intelligence. This is a very important point to consider. First of all, if you have a dream in your mind, more often than not you have no idea how to achieve it right away. Because of this, as we keep reminding you, people give up on their dream. But here, even this author is daring us to work together with the formless intelligence of life. What is this intelligence and how does it work? Is a good question to ask yourself. Well, this ties beautifully into the fact, which I know from personal experience, if we hold an idea in our minds, it will start to attract the ways for its realization. The difficulty then lies in believing in something we have no actual evidence of it being possible to realize. A little further on in the paragraph he wrote, we reshape and modify existing forms by manual labor. We have given no attention to the question whether we may not produce things from formless substance by communicating our thoughts to it. There he said exactly in his own way that we could try holding certain ideas in our minds so that we can actually turn such ideas into physical results in our lives. Now let's aim it back at your dream. Are you aware that the dream you are seeing in your mind is the result of smaller activities? For example, if you want to be a writer, you have to clearly grasp that the book you want to write is made up of smaller elements like chapters. I know it sounds obvious, but it really isn't to most people. They might say, I would like to be a writer, but then instantly think, but it's really tough to turn that into a career. I have to be very lucky. I don't know of any publisher that would want to publish my work, and on it goes. Break your dream down into smaller parts. That is what you want to experiment with. If you do this, your dream won't seem so intimidating. Look at people who are now successful in very similar lines of work that you dream of doing and then learn to break down the results that they are getting. You're going to find out that it's made up of all sorts of small details that is causing them to create the results that they are getting. You can do the same for your own dreams, and that is how you learn to actually create. Even though you have no clue how to achieve a dream, that is basically an indication that you have to simply become aware of how to do it, and you can become aware of anything if you keep it alive within your consciousness. I have measured this in my own life. With every activity I do, I go over the details of what I did, and I recognize I became aware of how to do something as time ticked on. When I first started writing my own books, for example, this was all way back in 2008. I had no idea what I was really doing or how it really was done. I remember the same with writing movie scripts. It was even further back in time in 2006, which so far I haven't turned into movies, mind you, perhaps a few short films here and there that I'm working on my other channel. But I like the idea of writing fiction in the form of a movie script, so perhaps one day I might as well produce the film. What I did in order to write such scripts was to take existing movie scripts and look at how it was built. I didn't copy the literal story, I simply analyzed the physical makeup of a movie script. Once I then started writing in a similar manner, lo and behold, the movie script was manifested in my world. Again, you can do the same for your own dreams, no matter what they are. The issue again is our tendency to overcomplicate everything we do. We tend to operate from a place of lack and limitation and not one of expansion and full expression of who we really want to be. The reason why it was written that creation is finished is because of all of what you ever will achieve first originates inside your mind. So it has actual existence, though not visible to your physical eyes. It is visible to your spiritual eyes. You can sense it and you can feel what your dream is all about within your very self. Now we must learn to analyze the dream and learn to express the dream. Though we may not always be in the position to act on our dream to its fullest scale, we can always start creating and acting according to smaller elements of the dream. It is once you master the smaller parts of your dream that the larger parts can come into being as well. People want a full-size dream instantly in their lives, and if that doesn't happen, they give up. We are reluctant to put in the actual physical work that needs to occur as well. Basically, people forget that those people we see out there who are successful in their own ways all had to start with smaller elements of their own dreams. In other words, it is important to grasp that you need a very clear vision in your mind of what you want to realize in your world. Once that is in place, you can start considering what you could and should do in order to give form and expression to your own dream. This is where most people mess it up. If they don't have a clear vision in their minds of what they really want to achieve, then we walk the risk of going back and forth between all sorts of activities that lead us nowhere. But if you have a clear dream in your mind and you know for certain you want to achieve it, then becomes a matter of executing the dream with whatever resources you have available to you, and your resources will grow and expand as you become more skilled at what you are doing. This is a form of personal evolution if you think about it. Analyze successful people. Go back into their history when they first started working on their dream, and you see that pattern. We are all familiar with the idea that we all have to start somewhere, but yes, most people will only say it but never act the part when it comes to their own dreams. You, I, everyone, we all have to remember indeed that we have to start somewhere, and even I can measure based on current results that anything I do keeps expanding in a greater direction, even though when I first started it seemed like I had nothing, and there was no opportunity to properly achieve my own dream. Creation is finished. The fact that you can have a dream inside your consciousness is evidence that it is possible for you to achieve. However, now you want to effectively work with the physical side of life as well in order to manifest the thing you are dreaming of inside your mind. That is the secret of creation. Consider this deeply and you will figure out more and more ways to achieve what you want as time ticks on. So what Wallace essentially said was that you have two options. You can either be involved in manual labor with things as they are, or you can hold ideas in your mind and then learn to manifest them in the dimension of time and space by rearranging elements and making your dream take on form to your senses. By holding an idea in your mind and being deeply emotionally involved with it, you will manifest it, and the universe, also known as the formless intelligence, will help you. Make no mistake about this. Little by little, more of your own dream will unfold inside your consciousness as you keep your focus on it. It will inspire you towards certain activities, and in return more and more of your own dream starts to show itself in your results. It will become visible to you and others. Now again, that is the secret of creation, and it's also why creation is finished, for the universe could never inspire the way for the realization of your dream if it didn't already exist in the depths of your own mind to begin with. Let all of this sink in. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.